Hello again everyone, and welcome back to this series on how to draw iconic movie characters. But of course, as usual, if you haven't already subscribed, could you do that? Please, thank you very much. And also, ring that little bell icon if you want to know what's coming up next. Okay, well, the iconic movie character today is Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter series. And I'm going to draw looking round towards you, head at an angle, so the eyes are on this angle here. Okay, let's start with this one here. And quite expressive eyes. And it's curving, quite a high curve going up like that. Bit of weight on your pencil there. And the bottom curve comes in like that. And she's looking out to the side, like that. With a highlight about there. Okay. And also you get the, the eyelid shape coming in there. And a little bit underneath. Eyebrow above it, fairly straight actually, starts from about here, curls in slightly, then goes up like that, fairly straight to a point, like that, okay? Other eye starts about here, and again, because it's foreshortened, you'll see a kind of shorter curve this time, with the eyelash coming in there, the eyelid, appearing like that, and then the curve, the actual eyeball itself, coming in like that, the line underneath, and her pupil looking out there with the highlight just on top. And the eyebrow there starts just above the corner of the eye, curving up like that, okay? And that eye is partly hidden by the nose coming down, which comes in at an angle, then a slight curve, and then out like that. And underneath to the little nostril there, little nostril shape like that, okay? So moving up here now, we have the curve around about the eye there, coming down to the eyebrow, and then the forehead coming up like that, up to the hair. Now the hair, you're quite long, luxuriant hair, coming a great big curve down towards the corner of the eye there, like that, coming back up, and then there's a kind of section that comes in and follows that shape, and comes out, and it's over the top of that, and curves all down like that. And there's another section that comes up here, and the top of the head curves up like that, and down. Of course, we're following the line of the hair, but very long, and of course you get all these long strands of hair coming down and curling over. Come down like that. I'll put in more of the details later. And of course there's the parting there, so you see the other part of the hair coming in, curling that way, and the stray hair, something like that, and then a curve like that, and more hair tumbling over that side. So let's move down to the cheekbone now. So the cheekbone starts about there, comes down a long curve, down towards the mouth, down towards the chin, like that. Quite a strong face. Now underneath the nose we have an indentation above the top lip and quite a full mouth. Quite a strong bow shape here. And again we're seeing it foreshortened, so less on this side. You see the full top lip coming in like that. Little dimple there. And then quite a full bottom lip coming in underneath. Like that. And the shape of her chin appearing like that. Okay? Right, the hair just under here will curl around, probably go behind her ear. You can't really see her ear because we have this hair tumbling down over it, and this part of the hair coming in great curl like that. Another part there. I'm putting in the main shapes of the hair just now, and I'll go back and I'll put a bit more detail on it. So this shape comes in here, and another one will come in. These are the main shapes, like that. Another one will come in, like that, one behind it. Another one there. And coming back over here now, we have these tresses appearing, hanging in front of her face like that. Quite a strong curve, and one coming back up there. And they hang down right here on the side, and the neck appears in there. And then she's looking, as I say, over her shoulder almost, and her shoulder appears, she's wearing a very typical piece of clothing which she wears quite a lot, which is the knitted tunic or cardigan. And her hand is kind of half closed. She's not holding anything in this hand, but she's holding her wand in the other. So these fingers come down like that, and there, and of course the sleeve of the woolen tunic or jumper comes in around like that. And here we have the scarf shape coming in just like that. Okay, the sleeve continues down here with the wrinkle at the bend in the arm, like that, and then it goes up. And again, it's quite a long sleeve, so we just see her hand peeping out over it. Her thumb appears like that. And the knuckle, this finger comes out and round. The knuckle appears there with the finger going down like that. She's gripping the wand. The other knuckle like that, another knuckle there. So these fingers kind of disappear behind the woolen sleeve. And then she has her wand gripped in that hand there. It comes up to it there. Of course, it has these kind of twisted lines around it. It's come out like that. And up the center, we'll have a shape like that, because the light's kind of coming from both sides, so that middle section is going to be in shadow. Okay, so I'm now going to put some more detail on the hair and build that up a bit more. Right, I'm just finishing off putting in a lot of these lines of the hair. And what I want to do next is to get a slightly darker pencil and to put some of the shading in now. And I want you to imagine that the light is catching this part here. So as it comes over here, it's going to get slightly darker. As it comes around here, a bit darker. And the light's going to catch this bit too. It's almost as if it's coming from two angles. Okay. So I have a 6B here. Start off by shading underneath this tress of hair that falls over her forehead. So this bit of shading under the hair like that. Okay. Put the weight on your pencil when you want it dark, and of course take it off when you want it a bit lighter like that. And some of these lines of the hair here, you will get quite dark areas in between some of these parts which come up like that, almost as if they're joined together. And another one coming in, say there. And quite a few V shapes. See that V shape there? You shade that in, dark at the edge, and then lighter as you come down. Another dark shape under this tress as it curls round. Okay, but this main area here is going to be slightly darker than this. So we'll shade that down a bit, then shade this down a bit. So what I'm looking for are very dark bits where one strand of hair goes under another, like here for instance, like that. And areas which are not catching the light generally, like all these areas in here. And especially around here, it's going to be very dark down the side of her head here. So you put that in quite strongly. A lot of weight on your pencil there as you shade down here. Get that line, get a delicate line of her cheek coming down there, like that. And these lines, of course, will then blend in to the shading of the tendrils of hair hanging down here, like that. Okay, so I'm going to work on that and we'll catch you when I've done it. Right, okay, I've been working my way around the head, as you can see, putting in lots more of these kind of V shapes and also shading in parts which I think are going to be away from the light. You know, these bits are catching the light here, these parts too, but as they curve around, of course, they lose the light, so they become slightly darker. Okay, I'm moving around the chin now, and the hair down here is quite dark. So quite a lot of shading in here. There's a nice big triangular shape in there under her chin, which shade in. That makes the face stand out quite nicely. And this area in here, and there's more kind of hair in the background there, and shade that in. Okay, right down to this scarf shape which is coming in around her cardigan there. I'm going to go up to the head now, the top of the forehead rather, and she's got slightly quizzical look, so she's furrowing her brows, so what happens is you get the kind of muscle on her forehead here being pulled down, so you get that kind of shape coming down towards her eyebrow, in like that, and coming across, and another line going up here, because the light's catching this edge. The light will actually catch the edge right down here, okay? So when you're shading, just be careful to leave a light part there. The rest of the forehead is shadow, but not as heavy as this part here. Eyebrows, nice and dark, like that. And then the shading under the eyes themselves, under the eyebrows, I should say, and it's coming in fairly dark there, over the eyelid, and you get that kind of dark shape there. Leaving that shape there, which is the muscle above the eye, which is catching the light at the top, but underneath a bit darker. And as you come around under the eye, of course, you get a bit of shading coming in there. That kind of shape coming up towards the corner. Eye itself, shading nice and dark. Leave the highlight. Okay, and another bit of dark shading over the top of the eye there. Okay, and it's not too bright that, so it's kind of in shadow, so you put a little bit of shading in here. Okay, you see you get that shape now? Okay, the shading under the other eyebrow. It's quite dark in here. See the eyelid shape here, which is fairly dark, and then actual pupil itself, leaving the highlight. Okay, but it's also dark in here, shadowed by the side of the nose here, coming down under the eye, doing that kind of thing there. And again, a bit more shading on the actual eyeball itself. Take that away a bit, like that. Okay, now the actual edge of the nose, again, like the edge of the face, catches the light. So that part there will remain light. So what you do is put a bit of shading coming up the center of the nose, like that. And out and round that shape there. Like that, that kind of delineates it, okay? And then you get a little bit of tone in here. And another bit of shading down the side of the nose, which comes from the corner of the eye here. That will come down like that, and down the side of the nose, following that line, down to this area here, which is the side of the nostril. So all that area in here, around the eye, is getting a bit of shadow. So you'll get that kind of thing there. And then, again, around the side of the nose, put in the nostril. A bit of heavier shading around that part there. Okay. And what you'll get also is the line of which comes down from the side of the nose on this side being shadowed. So we'll see a bit of shape like that coming in. Okay. Now the actual mouth itself, we have the little indentation there, so we get shading on that side. And then leave a space and then put another tiny bit of shading in there, not very much, like that. Now the mouth, very dark between the lips, coming up to that little dimple there. And put a bit of shading on the top lip. And as I said, quite a full bottom lip coming in like that. And you get a bit of shading just below the middle line there. And then quite a bit of heavier shading underneath that, coming in there. But this part of the mouth is light. So I'm going to take just a bit more of that out of the rubber here. This section here actually catching the light. I shaded it in a wee bit too much there. For the top lip, it's still fairly shadowed, like that. So we can put that in there. Now the actual line under the bottom lip is shaded, come down to that wee bump of her chin there. And so you get that kind of shading coming up towards that corner, and then coming down this side. And again, characteristics here has a kind of muscle here which stands out. So if you shade around that muscle, and then down towards the chin, and there's the chin shape. Leave that bit light. You have the chin shape in there in shadow, with this part of the chin a bit more heavily shaded than the other part. Come like that. You can see the face beginning to really take on a character. And come up like that. Now we have a shading around the cheekbone here, which comes in from here. We got a shadow of the nose, by the way, coming in more deeply, going across into the cheekbone here. And then that kind of joins in, blends in with the shading around the cheekbone, which comes up like that and joins this kind of shape at the corner of the eye here. So you get that, all that area shaded in there. Right, I've been working into this area here, darkening it down the cheekbone, getting that nice three-dimensional quality. Moving down to the hand now, this hand that's just appearing, popping out of her sleeve here, like that. And a little shading around the knuckle, like that, in each knuckle as it comes round. And then the top of the finger, this part catching the light. Taking the shading down like that. A bit more shading between the fingers there. And of course, as it disappears into the sleeve here, very deep shading around about the hand. Coming in like that. Okay, and as it comes into contact with the scarf at the front here, there's a bit of shading coming in just here. You know, these wrinkles on the wool, the stitching and so on, pattern, you can draw just by a couple of curly lines like that. Okay, and up here, this whole area here, these are ridges, kind of wool ridges that come around like that. Okay, we'll shade it in a second. But this area here, both sides of the arm catch the light, so this main area in the centre here is going to be dark. So I'll sketch that out very quickly. Oh, take that out of the way. Take that down here. And all this area in here is very dark, which I'll put in a second. Moving on to this hand now. Same thing, top of it is catching the light. So that knuckle there. The underside of the finger catching the light there. And of course, as I said, I'll just put heavy line around these little shapes that go around the wand up to the tip here. And because the light's coming from each side, as I said, the center will be shaded. So this shape that I drew in here, they'll be shaded in there, by the way, because it's covered by the hand. But the center part is shaded like that, all the way up to the top. Okay, and this sleeve too, you can put the wool shapes in just with a thick end or the pencil. A bit of shading on the sleeve here. You can leave these bits of shading, for instance, on the sleeve and on the front here, a bit more rough than the top part. It serves as a nice contrast, you know. Makes that a bit more sketchy and artistic looking. Okay, I'll move in here. And this area here, as I said, is very dark, so I'll just do that. All right, I'm just finishing off the dark areas on the other side of the arm here. A few more hatched lines in. And need more work up here to pick out this dark area around her face. Excellent. Before I go, I'll just clean up some of these background areas, because with the best will in the world, you do tend to smudge your paper because if you're using soft pencils. So good idea to clean it up when you're finished. Okay, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you can join me again for another tutorial. But in the meantime, of course, all the best and happy drawing.